and you're listening to Blueshirt
Underground Show,
the #1 Rangers podcast. Make sure you tune in and find out all the latest news. Let's go Rangers.
Blueshirt Underground, motherfucker!
Can't BS a Ranger fan. Can't BS a Ranger fan. This is an unlawful gathering. This is an unlawful gathering. The truth is out there. The truth is out there.
This is the underground. This is new media. This is the underground. This is new media.
Ranger fans, report to the critical thinking hangar. Ranger fans, report to the critical thinking hangar.
And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers. And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers.
This is New York Rangers hockey. 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 This is New York.
It's we're right there. So yeah, I think everyone in this room kind of knows what it takes. It's hard. It's hard in playoffs. You obviously need to play very well. You need breaks to go your way. You need time to keep bounces. You need a lot of things to add up, and that's what makes it such a hard trophy to win, and such a rewarding one if you get the chance to.
Do you think there are pieces that need to be added here to get to the top of the mountain?
I mean, I'm a strong believer in this group that we have, and players, the character, the leadership, the younger guys that have taken huge steps with their game are only going to continue to grow, and it hurts now, but I think the future still looks very bright.
Little did we know that was Barkley Goodro's farewell address to the troops. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Blueshirt Underground Show. Today is, I almost said Blueshirt Underground Radio. Blueshirt Underground Show. Today is Thursday. It is June the 20th. My name is Jim, and as always, I am joined on this hot June day by the one and only Eddie Geik. Eddie, good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm staying pretty cool. I actually saw Buster Poindexter live. By accident. Yeah, by accident.
Johnny Red, they're welcome. I'll say welcome. And yeah, I can't guarantee you there won't be times where you'll need to earmuff the grandkids. But I think tonight will be fairly calm.
Fairly tame, although I am going to start off with the program. Jim started off with a clip of Barkley Goodro, who had faith in the core and the this and that, and loves all the guys there. Well, guess what? Exactamundo. Ruthless and
Goodbye,
toothless.
Goodrow.
Goodbye, Yellow Goodrow. Or something like that.
Goodbye, Goodrow. It's been nice. Hope you find your paradise.
That's true. That's a little super tramp there for you. Okay. So here's the dealio with me, Jim. I am not going to die on the Barkley Goodro Hill. I mean, the Barkley Goodro Hill. I
am anxious to hear your thoughts, though, because he was one of your favorite players. He was one of your guys.
I'm not going to fall on my sword and proclaim to the heavens that this is a terrible move or the greatest move ever made in Ranger history. The first reason I'm not, my first inclination was this guy scored 6 playoff goals. He's one of the few guys that showed up for when the playoffs, and that's the guy they cut. And even I agree with Cutter. Now, I don't know why they re-signed Capo Caco. Was it to make him eligible to be negotiated with another team and the arbitration? I don't know. I don't know, and I don't care. But my first reaction was, yeah, get rid of the guy who actually produces. And then, but then you look at the contract. The contract is a problem. Okay? I mean, it's just, but again, I will pay a premium for a guy that shows up at the playoffs. Because inevitably, when the trading deadline comes, the Rangers are going to move heaven and earth to get somebody to produce in the playoffs.
Right. Come February, I could see the articles. The Rangers are in search of a Barkley Goodro type
Exactly
for the playoff run, right?
Right. They need some grit. They need someone to play with Rempe. Well, yeah, we had that.
Snarl.
Right.
Everybody's favorite buzzword.
And then we'll wind up getting Jack Roslovic and Alexander Wenberg.
God.
So, but I'm not going to die on it because, I mean, they did him dirty. They did him dirty.
They did. Well, look,
but it's
the money's
business.
It's business. It's a business. It's good for business.
It's just like
Trevor Patterson, welcome to the live program, a 7-year listener. He has been here 7 years and catching the show live for the first time. What's up, Trevor? Good to see you, my friend. Let us know where you're watching from. What part of the country you're in? I always like to know when we're
also,
Blaine is here from way up in the Yukon.
The Yukon?
Well, I don't know. He was somewhere in, just bumfuck Canada. I'm sorry, Johnny Red. When he called in.
The thing is, the trade, sure, Johnny Red, the trade is better than a buy. But everybody's, everybody balls are tingling because now we have this extra cap room that Chris Drury can use. Well, who's the buffoon that signed this guy to this contract? Chris Drury.
Right.
Which doesn't really inspire confidence in me. So, but I'm not, I'm not going to sit and I'm not, but they did him dirty because they tried to trade him. He said, no, I don't want to go back to San Jose. Other than Dionne Warwick, who wants to go back to San Jose? Nobody.
He doesn't even get to play for David Quinn there.
Right. And
do you know the way?
He's never going to see another playoff game again.
Probably not.
There goes his playoff streak. I bet you Tampa winds up getting him back. One of these teams, John Cooper loves him. He'll get him back for us. Again, the cap hit's a little absurd, but then we get halfway through this contract, you might as well see the next 3 years. Again, playoff performers.
He is 32.
Is that really that old?
I think the fan base was divided when Barkley Goodro was signed to this 7-year, $3 million deal. I was, at the time it wasn't a problem, but now it's a problem. Now we need to move on. There's another level we need to reach.
Right.
So we've got to move on. We need that money. The money's the money. We need the money.
But Jim, I would rather have some of this garbage removed before. I guess he, we got, I guess, the time to waive him or trade him was clicking down. I think it was like a day. Yeah, right, Larry.
Entirely possible because
who knows?
Maybe you get San Jose to eat a little money, right?
Yeah. That's what I was just about to say. I mean, I don't know what the hell Mike Greer over there, Rosie Greer over there is thinking.
They've got to meet a cap floor too that I think Goodrow helps them achieve.
Oh, they're
looking for a mentor for the great Celebrini that's coming in the draft. So Barkley Goodrow will be the Obi-Wan.
Again, Euro, I don't care about regular season. The Rangers are going to get 100 points again or get close to it next year. It doesn't matter. It matters once the playoffs start. What they should have done, I know they couldn't, but send a message. Filipino, goodbye. Capo Caco, goodbye. Keandre Miller, goodbye. I know you people. Listen, Jim, is there anyone who's stuck by Keandre Miller more than I have? They've got to revamp that defense.
Maybe Mrs. Miller.
Maybe Mrs. Miller.
Mama Miller.
They've got to get tougher on that back line. They have to have, again, I'm not talking about fighting. I'm talking about bigger.
Tougher to play against, as they say.
So, okay.
Well, it's a start.
It's a start. It clears cap room.
And,
it's
I think I got a sneeze coming. So,
all right. Okay.
Here.
Whoa.
There it is. Thank you. But, he was originally signed to this 7-year deal at three whatever million it was. And the idea was he would be the third line center. Well, that really never panned out. So, and now not only are they still looking for a third line center, but they're going to be looking for a fourth line center. You can't pay your fourth line center $3.5 million.
No, that's why I'm not going to. Although I have the volume is there in my argument. I'm not like, oh shit, what are they doing? Because I was a Goodrow fan, and he produced in the playoffs like three-quarters of these other crumb bums didn't do. So you cleared the cap space. You know what's really just looming over us? I mean, like a giant dark. I'm trying to think of a movie where a dark cloud just comes over the whole movie,
like Independence Day.
Yeah,
the first one where the ship moves over.
Exactly.
Moves over the White House.
The White House. That's Igor's contract.
I knew that's where you were going too.
That's coming. That's coming, and that is, like you said, it's over Madison Square Garden. We should have so many graphics to do that, to come up with a shadow and have like Igor's contract overshadowing Madison Square Garden.
I don't know how I feel about that yet.
I don't know either.
I don't know how I feel about it.
I mean,
we know firsthand how a big goaltender contract can kind of handcuff the other things you can do.
In my heart, it's inconceivable, to use a Princess Bride reference and word, that they could ever think of parting ways with Igor Shesterkin. But if I've learned anything from the past, maybe you do, because you can be a Stanley Cup contender without a really top-notch goalie. You've won Stanley Cups. Look at Hunter Skinner all of a sudden. They're back in it against Florida, winning the last 2 games.
Right.
So you don't know. You don't. You could use the funds other ways. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's a marketing thing. The same thing it was with Lundqvist. He's going to put I think they're going to put fans in the seats anyway. But if they were,
you think Igor's as marketable as Hank though?
I mean, whole place.
Hank was.
He was a man about town and playing guitar and all that stuff.
He's a beautiful, beautiful man. He had the Advil commercials and the Head and Shoulders, and instantly recognizable anywhere he went. Now he's a big TV star.
Well,
which I know.
That's true. That's
but
true.
Is Igor that guy at that level?
Would I take Tyler Foley? Isn't he a center? So what would he be? The third line center?
He's a winger, isn't he?
I think he's a center.
Macklin Celebrini.
Look at Tyler Toffoli. Tyler Toffoli could score. He could score. Is that going to be the Rangers' problem? That's another thing I want. Is anybody allowed to have a bad season anymore?
He's a center.
Jim, let me ask you. Is anybody allowed to have a bad season? Because if they have a bad season, then they're done. Has this been programmed into the Ranger Ranger fan psyche, that if you have a bad, like Jacob Trouba had a bad season, Mika Zibanejad had a bad, they're done. That's it. I'm asking you, could they have a bounce back season?
I know a lot. Well, of course they could. On the subject of Tyler Toffoli, I don't know.
Score. He'll get 30 goals.
But it's not like this guy's a career 30-goal scorer. You were talking about a guy who blossomed at 30. had a couple of good seasons when he was young, and then was a middle.
Didn't have a good season with Calgary 2 years ago.
He had 34 goals, and he had 33 last year
with the Devils.
There's also a guy who's suffered some injuries along the way. He's had a few seasons where he's missed a considerable amount of time. Still put up some score, but man, I just feel like somebody is going to overpay for a guy like Tyler.
He's got Barkley Goodro money.
I think he's going to get a lot more than Barkley Goodro money. What about Gensel? Gensel's out there. That name keeps hovering. Talk about a shadow over the Garden. Gensel's going to be out there.
The only plus side I got to see is Gensel. At least he won't score against
us. Well, that's
it's all the guy's made a career. There. But what's he going to ask?
Sam Reinhart is going to be a free agent. But
what kind of money? They don't got this kind of money.
At $12.8 million. More to come. I would be very, very surprised. I would be very surprised if Capo Caco's still on the team.
All right, I got 4 names Danny McGillicuddy put up. Anthony, do no defense. You got, I think he means Patrick Laine or Kane. I don't know which one. Kane? Been there, done that. Sorry, I don't care if he produces.
You wouldn't take a rejuvenated Patrick Kane back on Broadway?
His re-waxed hip, his refurbished hip, whatever he's got. Why are we going back to the well?
47 points last year with the Wings.
Max Domi.
Oh, Joe.
Don't like him. Don't like him anymore. Overrated. Bertuzzi, maybe. None of those guys make me excited. I mean, at this juncture,
wouldn't be prudent. At
this juncture. I mean, everybody is talking about all these players. I tell you the truth, I can't keep up with them. And they talk about guys like, maybe we should look into Ethan Bear. I'm like, what the fuck? What are you people watching? Every game that's out there that how Ethan Bear's game?
Earmuffs, Johnny Red.
Oh, sorry, Johnny. And Marchessault, he's going to cost a chunk of change. He's another guy that's throwing around. I certainly would like that guy. I like him. Wasn't he in camp with us one year?
Yes.
Or something. He was got a tryout or something. Same thing, John. I can't keep up with the 50 million guys that are available. So, Goodro, I thank you for your service. I feel like the Rangers really need to go to find grit on the third and fourth line. I thought he was getting paid too much. That's just basically it. And he was a wheeler dealer. I'll give him credit for that, Drury. I mean, to get them to take that whole contract is unbelievable. I mean, it's a coup, but he started the coup by signing this guy to say, let me ask you this, Jim. When you see these things, like, who was it? Maybe you guys can remember. Philip Hronek on Vancouver. Okay.
Right.
I think he got a 7-year deal. Does anyone ever complete these 7-year deals? It seems like a complete rarity. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me unless it's just, lure the guy here or you pay less on the back end, if it doesn't work out.
He signed an 8-year deal.
8 years.
8 years. 26, 8 years. Canuck.
I mean, what? He's going to play till he's 34 with the Canucks?
Right now he is.
Man, I know the salary is going up the salary cap's going up this summer and next summer, I hear too.
Could
better
be.
go up a lot if we got to sign Shesterkin. But
his cap hit is 7.2, I think 7.25. And in 3 or 4 years, that'll be considered manageable.
Right.
And he'll be a trade. It could be a trade deadline deal.
Or a buyout.
Buyout.
But see, I could see Artemi Panarin at his age because you're talking about, again, in the regular season, arguably in the top 10 players in the league.
Oddly enough, only 2 years left on that deal for Artemis Panarin, as they call him down in Carolina.
Artemis?
Artemis Panarin. Remember the guy with...
Oh, yeah, that guy. Artemis Panarin.
Right.
So, I'm sad to see you go. They'll use it, but I'm not like, in on Chris Drury, the ruthless Chris Drury, and he's so shrewd. He's going to spend that money on something else. He's got to cut bait with some players. Now, I see a lot of this around the internet, and I see it in this draft. People want Trouba gone. They want him gone. Okay. I don't know how you go about doing that. I don't know how you find a team that wants him at that money. I don't even know the logistics. I don't know if he's can be traded. We have limited no movement clause. I don't know any of that. But based on last season, now, again, I get brain fog from that COVID we had years back. Wasn't he the guy that we used to say when he made a hit, he could make a difference in the game? And we threw his helmet. Was that last year or whatever? Or was that the year before? I don't know.
That was 22-23.
Okay. This is a guy but it's all sour now because he looked terrible. Yeah, I agree. But let's cut bait. Let's cut bait. The same thing with Mika. Let's cut bait. I don't know if that's realistic after one bad year. They want to talk about Trouba's stats last year. Well, what do you want? He doesn't play the power play.
He's on the second power play.
Well, isn't it Gustafsson and
He was playing a little bit of the second power play.
It was like Roslovic or something they had at the second power play, playing the point, something useless like that. But he really doesn't play a lot of power play time. He's stuck out there with Keandre Miller. I mean, I'm not making excuses. He should have put up more points. And he looked terrible in the playoffs. So did Keandre Miller. Every Ranger defenseman. I feel like this is in conclusion, to sum up my feelings, I feel like Ranger fans forgot what kind of season we had. Like, this season was a complete wash because we're not in the finals and we're watching Edmonton, and we should have guys like Evan Bouchard. We should have guys like, we should have a McDavid. We should have, guess what? We don't. There are 30 other teams in this league that are out of it. So they all failed miserably. They should trade everybody they got because they didn't get in the finals. I don't think the Rangers are that far away. They're away, but they're not far away. And to me, this cut everybody, get rid of everybody, the core, the same defense. Now I'm hearing the same defensive guys. They haven't gotten it done. I mean, what? So you're going to get rid of a 23-year-old Braden Schneider, a 24-year-old Keandre Miller? You're going to give up on we're always screaming for the youth, but now we're just going to get rid of them because they haven't won a Stanley Cup in 3-4 years. To me, it's throwing the baby out with the bathwater. So I'm not giving up on any of these guys. Right now, I mean, they got to add. They have to add. They have to supplement, not subtract. No, I get you, Johnny Red. Listen, everybody in the league knows that Keandre Miller is not going to hit you. He's going to poke you.
He's going to poke you.
He's going to poke you. He's going to go for that poke check. And I got to tell you, every guy goes one-on-one, goes around them. That's right. 1 cup in 84 years. So I feel like they have to add. Maybe getting rid of Barkley Goodro moves that forward. But getting Tyler Toffoli, to me, is not. Where's he going to play? He's a third-line center? Get rid of Philip Brittle? I think you've got to you got to say again, just because you're young doesn't mean you're good. I can't hang around for 5 years and wait for these guys to develop. Filipino played under Alain Vigneault. Sorry, you're a concussion. The Ranger fans are worried about your health every shift. We can't go through it. I just don't see the upside. Again, you've got to have players that can replace these guys. I think pretty well last year.
I think Toffoli must play more wing than center. He doesn't have very many faceoffs. I don't know why everybody's got him listed as a center, but he doesn't take many faceoffs at all, and it's a good thing because he's not good at it. He's not good. Yeah, well, Larry Brooks tends to be the last to know on things. If Elliot Friedman's done, except just but this
time he got tipped off.
This wasn't a scoop. I mean, this was just that was an opinion piece that an editorial, if you will.
Well,
it's not like he broke the scoop, did he?
What he did, and there's a lot of speculation that Chris Drury told him about this.
Really?
Yeah, we had thought that Larry was out of the loop. He gets all the scoops from watching our show or other shows. But this, I think, deliberately, he was so spot on with this, it had to come directly from, Sourface. The ruthless Chris Drury. He's been on, I'm telling you. I was completely wrong. What's this here?
This is Jeff Marek and Elliot Friedman talking about Goodrow. If you want to hear this,
Marek Malik,
Jeff Marek.
Oh, okay.
if I'm the player, I'm probably sour on this one.
I think he is. I read Larry Brooks' column last night. I thought it was a good column. From the Rangers' point of view, you're right. You have to make really hard decisions. There's no question about that. I think there's two things at play here. I've heard from the Goodro point of view, and I would like to stress I have not spoken to him directly, so I want to be careful how much I do this. But just from what I've heard, number one, San Jose was on his no trade list. Okay. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure of that now, or I'm sure of that now, I should say. He was on the no trade list, so that was obviously one of the things that bothered him. And there's nothing he can really do about that. He had a partial no trade. He doesn't have a no move, so he can't block San Jose claiming him. Yeah. But the Rangers obviously knew he didn't want to go there, and the Rangers have talked about publicly about how valuable Goodro was for him, and I think that I think that there's a little bit of that. If I was so good for you, you could have done maybe a little better for me, although I'm sure it was impossible or very hard for the Rangers to trade him. I think the other thing here is, and one of the comparisons that Brooks wrote about in his column today was another one that was made to me too, and that is Ryan McDonagh. And the thing about Ryan McDonagh is Tampa went to him well in advance, and they said, look, we need the flexibility. We need to move you. If we have to, we'll put you on waivers. But if you want to work with us for a couple of days, we can find a trade. And, they found a trade where he was happy to. I have heard, and again, I haven't spoken to Goodrow directly, but I have heard that one of the reasons he's upset was he didn't find out until right before he was put on waivers. So I think that's the issue here. I think that, obviously, Mike Greer's got to do what he thinks is best for his team. Sure. San Jose is really looking for veterans. He's got to find some veterans. And I suspect that Greer knew. I don't know, but I suspect that Greer knew that Goodrow wasn't crazy about the whole thing. But at the end of the day, you got to run your team as you see fit. But I think if there's something about this that bothered Goodrow, it's that he didn't know until right before he was put on waivers. I think that's the thing that has disappointed him. And I think that if he could have it over again, he would have appreciated more of a heads up. I think that's the reason that the feelings are kind of warped here.
I mean, just in Chris Drury's an asshole. I mean, it's just nothing new.
Yeah, really.
I mean, come on.
He's a prick, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Oh, sorry, John. Johnny Red.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna feel bad every time I say a bad word because Johnny Red's sitting there with his grandkids around the fire.
Johnny and the two Johns are saying, "Oh well, I feel so bad. $3.6 million." Okay, yes, I understand. To us, that is an incredible amount of money. Like we can't even comprehend of that money. But the guy is a professional. This is a profession. But I also understand the Hyman Roth. When Mo Green was killed, I didn't ask any questions because it was business.
Right.
That's Mo Green built that city, but I didn't ask any questions. It was business. So I understand. I totally get the cutthroat aspect of it, but this, you can't do it just, again, like you said, Jim, what else do you expect from this idiot? I mean,
the worst part is he goes from Tampa winning cups to the Rangers competing for cups to a wasteland, to Macklin, Celebrini, and nothing else.
Yes. Mo Green is a godfather.
Come on.
So they're looking at other guys. We've seen some of them. Marchessault, I like. I think he's going to come at ridiculous price.
What's up, Doug? What's up, Dr. B?
Doug, how are you? And saw Doug's little take on the Wolf Pack. He did a little summation of who he thinks is a go and who's a no-go.
He did it. And by the way, the Wolf Pack, emailed me the other day and, told me, keep them in mind for next season. And I said that as soon as the promotion is announced that, they're going to do the meet and greets on the ice again, that we will once again put together our trip. They want us back. They loved us.
Good. I don't know why. I mean, Johnny Red, listen, I know you've been a fan since 1962, which puts you up there in age. My dad is 86. All day long, I hear about the prices of this, the prices of that, the prices of what. I used to buy, my mother would send me for chicken chow mein, give me $1. I got to keep the dime. I hear the whole thing. So my only escape is sports. Okay? Loaf of bread was a nickel. I went to the movies for 6 cents, and there was a triple feature with 5 cereals in the middle. You spent the whole day. I've heard of that. So,
Gina Lola Bridget, and that was a woman.
Yeah. Why do women wear pants? I don't get that. All this stuff. So listen, $3.6 million is a lot of fishnagles. Let's right. I mean, wouldn't know what to do with $1 million. And I understand that. I feel sorry for the guy because he actually produced, and he got shanked.
Right.
By Drury. Kicked his ass out the door.
I will make one price complaint, and since people are talking about it and chat about prices and stuff like that. I went to the supermarket, and it's a normal supermarket with normal prices. This wasn't like a convenience store.
Down at a Kroger?
Or it's the local supermarket here. And I bought a 12-pack of soda, 12-pack of Sprite Zero, $8.50, and that was on sale pre-COVID. And I'm only talking about 4 years ago. A 12-pack of soda was $4.50, maybe. Now it's $8.50 for a 12-pack of soda. Thank God I don't drink much soda anymore. And that was on sale. Regular price,
that's
$10
a lot of money for cans.
For a 12-pack of soda. That's absurd.
Well, if you go to different stores, don't they run like sales like the others?
Yeah, but not like it was, not like we're only talking about 4 years ago.
All right. Well,
we're not talking about back in my day.
No, I understand. I mean, I have this argument is like, this is it every day. I said to my father, because, again, I'm not going to get political, but the prices are ridiculous. And it's because, and this is my true belief, is they found out during COVID, we humans, we Americans would pay anything for something we need. $400 for toilet paper, whatever you had to do back then. They have jacked these prices. And until people stop buying it.
Thank you, John. I do drink water. Jeez.
Right.
1 12-pack of fucking soda, and I'm getting a fucking
No,
lecture over
I
here.
know.
Sorry, Johnny Red. Earmuffs.
Okay. No, it's the same thing with me. Like everybody says, in order to lose weight,
soda's no good for you.
I know. You got to start with that. Yeah, well, you stop drinking your cups of coffee and then talk to me about how I get my caffeine. Now, I drink 3 times as much water as I drink soda now. Because water, and 50% of your body is made up of water. 50% of Barkley Goodro's body is made of water. So water's good.
Half is made of money.
It's bad enough I got here about the tuna fish. Oh, it used to be 99 cents a can, and all this, and whatever. So I understand. Listen. You guys coming with the beer prices.
PBR, really? $11.99 for a 12-pack? That should be no more than $6.
I mean, really, that is like the cheapest.
I pay like I think I get Yangling at the store around the corner. I get it for a 12-pack for like $14.
That's
which isn't
good.
Bad.
So who gets good rose? I don't know. I just
Jake Gensel.
So I listen. I kind of feel bad, but then I don't feel bad because business is business.
Talk for 1 second.
Yeah, I mean that's once the season starts, we're not going to be thinking about Barkley Goodro, except the Rangers had a very good penalty kill this year, and guess who was one of their premier penalty killers? Who was out there?
Barkley Goodro.
Who was out there in every key situation for Peter Laviolette?
There, see? Water.
There you go. He's having the Kirkland water.
Right.
Water.
Still $3.99 for a 40-pack, I think.
Yes, the A should go to Costa. CostaFriendly.com. Took over Cap Friendly.
Costa
came back.
CostaCap.com.
Didn't Peter Laviolette tell us the guy he trusts most is Barkley Goodro out there in the last minute?
No, John Cooper said that.
John Cooper?
John Cooper.
Well, John Cooper probably wind up getting him back.
Wouldn't be surprised.
But again, it clears cap space. We'll see what he does with it. I've even heard, let's get Buchnevich back. Who was the guy who got rid of Buchnevich? Chris Drury.
Right.
That would make sense. That would make sense. They're just, real got it. And I said it during Rock's podcast.
While you're giving out A's, while everybody's giving out A's, you may need a new C.
Yeah.
If half your fan base gets its way, then you give the C to Vinny Trocheck. Then you need another A.
Is a tradable? I don't know their contract situations. John's asking Fox or Igor. I don't see what's wrong with Adam Fox.
We're trading Adam Fox now.
Yeah. There's the key to our power play. Just trade him.
We're going to trade the Vezina winner and the Norris Trophy winner. We're getting rid of them both now. All right.
We got a Vezina and a Norris. Get rid of them.
There's $20 million. Okay, what are you going to do with the $20 million? Who are you going to who replaces Adam Fox?
Who are we getting to replace these guys?
Who replaces Adam Fox?
Now, I could see the case that Ryan Lindgren, if he asks for buku amount of money.
I'm a big Ryan Lindgren
fan. I love him too.
I am also fine with them moving on.
It's just business.
Just right. You can't pay everybody. And look, he's 26, but he's an old 26.
Yeah, he's not going to last till he's 31.
The way he plays, see Girardi, Dan.
I mean, the guy's banged up and teams are targeting him now. So, but Jonathan Riggs, you know what? If they had able-bodied guy to replace most of these defensemen, I would. I mean, the only guy I really have confidence in trending upwards right now is Braden Schneider.
Yes.
I mean, that's to me, that's the only guy. I mean, now all of a sudden, I think
instead of A's and C's on this team, I think they should wear the grades we gave them. Capo Caco skating around with a big F on his.
By the way, that show got temporarily pulled down because of some BBC thing we played. Jim put on there.
Yeah, we played Pomp and Circumstance.
Yeah, apparently the BBC is after us.
Right.
For invading their. Now, see, Don wants talking about what. This is what I'm going to say. 2 years ago, I mentioned Zach Jones. I got booed off this podcast. Now everybody loves him.
He got booed off the podcast. He couldn't show his face here for a month.
All I saw was Niels Lundqvist 2.0. This, that's too small. Now everybody loves him. Guess what? I'm not in love with him that as much. He can move the puck. He's small. I don't want to go in that direction. You think he's going to replace Adam Fox if you trade Adam Fox? No.
Mario Ferraro, Italian. I like it.
Zach Jones in the tablet of doom. Ben Harper, Jeff Chikrin. I mean, how many years are we going to go through get Jeff Chikrin? I mean, this is like 6 years running, folks. He's only been in the league 5. By the way, you can check the grades show, which was pretty hysterical. So I remember.
It was a good one.
Everybody's high on Zach Jones now. You know why? Because he's an unknown quantity. We love unknown quantities.
Cutter, if they don't want people using their material, don't put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Don't put it on YouTube.
There's millions of shows in all genres that show clips from other shows.
What's up, John?
To either critique
John, right down the street.
Johnny from down the street. Listen, it's a John Phil. It's like a, I mean, you know, it's like a brothel in here. There's so many
right.
Johns. Well, I don't know. But Johnny, you got to say Panarin is for the regular season. I mean, he had a career year last year. Again, we had a very good season. I want to remind people that this wasn't an atrocity of a season. This is where we didn't make the playoffs. We didn't get knocked out in the first round. We played a tremendous team in Carolina. We beat them. We lost to the Panthers, who are on the verge of winning the Stanley Cup. We didn't lose badly. We weren't an embarrassment. We just couldn't score. Our big guys did not show up or were outplayed. We don't have a Connor McDavid to overcome these things. Those are generational players. We don't have. You're not going to get a generational player in a trade. You're not.
Not in most cases, anyway.
Not in most cases. I mean, Wayne Gretzky was traded. So, I mean, I guess that opens
Mark
the door.
Messier was traded.
Right. But, I don't know, kissing your sister season? I don't know about that. I was proud of the team. I thought the team, what happened to the Trocheck magic, the Chris Kreider hat trick? That's a kissing your sister moments? Well, your sister better be pretty hot, because I was awfully excited. Ranger fans were going nuts. The visions of Stanley Cup parades, where we're going to be at, were dancing in our heads.
All I can think of is the movie Hot Shots. Charlie Sheen is talking to the guy. He says, you know, not playing to win. It's like kissing your sister. I mean, sure, she's a great piece of tail with a blouse full of goodies, but it's just wrong.
It's just wrong. That was a good movie.
I love that movie.
I don't understand what's going on, but I just know that I feel like everybody is now like blow it up after a good season.
Right.
So it's just to me. So Barkley Goodro, you know, happy endeavors in San Jose. But when the Rangers are looking for grit down at the trading deadline, don't bring me in some freaking loser. So, and then, and Barkley Goodro was asked to do a lot of things. He was even considered, when he first came in, wasn't he going up on the first line too? I mean, the guy was all over the place. Again, I'm done with Barkley.
He was a utility player.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get he was a
Joe McEwing.
Yeah, he was Joe McEwing. Wow. You know who I met? This is really obscure, and I don't know if you remember. This guy played with the Mets in the 90s. Do you remember Doug Henry?
No.
Does anybody remember Doug Henry?
And I'm pretty good with the obscure guys, but that is one that's not ringing a bell.
I think he played like a year and a half with the Mets.
Doug Henry, right-handed pitcher, very tall gentleman. Yes, pitched 2 seasons with the Mets, 95 and 96. Those were not good years.
Yes. Yes, John. He was a pitcher.
Those were the Dallas Green years. Those were bad. Those were bad.
The reason I bring him up is that
he's on the show next week.
He's coming on the show. Doug Henning. It's all an illusion. It's magic. No. I was at a barbecue on Father's Day, and some lady says, do you know former Met Doug Henry? And ever heard of him? Because me and my dad were talking about baseball. And I said, yeah. But I didn't have the nerve to tell her that he was a bum. Because that was the first thing Doug Sisk was another bum. Doug Risk. There's Doug Henry. So apparently she was cousins with Doug Henry.
Oh.
Big deal.
Oh, wonderful.
Like Michael says, I wish him $1 million. I wish him $3 million, like Goodro. Doug Risk. He sucked. I think he was he the setup man, and then he was the closer, or he would flip flop. I hated him.
Doug Sisk. Poor Doug Sisk.
What, he's dead? He's no longer with us?
No, he's still with us. Far as I know.
Doug Wrist.
Doug, they're all bums.
Doug's are all bums. Dougie Hamilton, is that why Doug changed his name to Dougie? Speaking of the Devils, Jim, I know. Did I catch up you on the what's going on with Sam Woo's Devils over there?
Oh no!
Oh, Joe, they acquired Jacob Markstrom.
Finally, they're great white whale, huh?
Yeah, for a year they were courting
chasing
this
guy for years. It feels like years.
Yeah, well, they got him. I don't know. To me, he's like I'm all about the save percentage. I keep hearing he played better than his .905 save percentage, but you gave up Kevin Ball, who was a defensive defenseman, and a first-round pick, and I think next year's draft. Seemed like a little bit of an overpayment, but they've got goaltending woes up there in Jersey, and I just wished him nothing but suffering. So we'll see.
He's no spring chicken anymore.
Yes.
34. I don't know. He's just size, right? I feel like that's all he is. He's size.
Yeah, I don't. I hear the reports. He did play. He played. They said he played better than his stats. What? Good luck. I will tell you one thing, and I'm going to say one thing good about the Devils because it's off season, but once the regular season, I think Patrick Roy is he's on the Islanders, so that's completely wrong. Who did they get as coach now? The Devils. They
got Sheldon Keefe, didn't they? From
yeah. I have no opinion on Sheldon Keefe, except that he was a loser in Toronto. But as far as the Islanders, they got I think they severe upgrade in coaching. Unfortunately, their GM should be in a presidential debate soon. He's so fucking out of it. Anyway, so why would I digress this? So the Devils have found the answer in Jacob Markstrom. They get rid of a highly touted defensive defenseman and a number one pick for a 34-year-old goalie with a .905 save percentage. So I guess Akira Smith did not pan out for them organizational-wise.
All right. What a surprise.
All right. Okay. So we got that was some movement. I don't know. You guys spin the wheel of what range of free agents you want. We're going to hear 1,000 names before this is over. So
right.
And you'll have to take the I don't know. I'm trying to think of some like wacky guy. You'll have to take the Connor Garlands of the world or whatever, even though he's not a free agent, but whatever. And again, Independence Day looming with the Shesterkin. And everybody flipping out about the cap friendly being bought by the Capitals and then they acquire. Now, this is another one. Why? And I've seen Ranger fans. I like Pierre-Luc Dubois. What? This guy's a bum. Bum, 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 bum. I'd rather have Patrick Laney than this lazy $8.5 million.
You are a bum.
He stinks. This guy is a head case. He's lacking. Lucky Paul Caduzzi ain't following us anymore because Kings fans are dancing in the streets and they got rid of this guy. Now, granted, they got the Darcy Kemper fund, who isn't exactly George Vezina, but the fact that they unloaded this contract before he became a no movement clause guy or whatever he became. I know the Caps are bereft of anybody that could score, but come on. This guy is a complete waste of money. But watch him get 7 goals against the Rangers and annoy the shit out of me.
Right.
You like Anthony Mantha? Who else liked Anthony? Didn't Sam and Joe have a thing for Anthony Mantha one game this year? I remember them repeating his name 1,000 times. Then he got traded.
Yeah, I think so. It sounds right.
I mean, Anthony Mantha's okay. I don't know what's the price. Jake DeBrusk. I like Jake DeBrusk, son of King Louis DeBrusk. When you're king of the jungle, all the other little apes leave you alone. A quote by John Davidson about his father, Louis DeBrusk. Mo Mantha, power play specialist. Winnipeg Jets.
There we go. That one's better. Here, Johnny Red just sent me this picture.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. I gotta do this. This is a table he has.
Oh, this is very impressive here, John.
And it's all Ranger ticket stubs. I'm zooming in as best as I can on this.
This is copious.
I think he said these are from the 50s. I can't really read them aside from the.
Wow. That is pretty good there.
That's impressive.
That is impressive. Now, he says he's been a fan since 62, so he didn't go to these games, I would assume.
I don't know. Maybe he did.
That's copious amounts of waste of money. No, I'm only no. Now that is impressive. I'm jealous of that.
That's a lot of games.
It's a lot of games, Sam. Yeah, that is a wowzer moment.
Blue Promenade, I'm trying to read what I can off the tickets here. And side promenade. Wow. Very nice, Johnny.
That is very impressive. Thank you for sharing that, man. Oh, your uncles and your dad. Wow.
Uncles and your dad. Okay.
That is cool. So you come from a long. So they must have seen guys like Bones Rawley.
Andy Atkinhead.
Yeah.
Camille Henry.
I got to say, man.
Johnny, you are a welcome addition to this program.
Yeah, man.
We love anybody that goes back, especially anybody that goes back further than we do. I love it.
Way, way back.
Right.
I can't wait to I'm actually going to grab that picture later and show it to my friends. Is that how much did we able to discern how much those cost? Those
the tickets?
Yeah,
I just emailed you the pictures. Let's see. I don't see any prices on. Oh wait a minute. Hold on. Hang on. It's coming through now, Con. I see $350. $350 on this one right here that I got dead center. I see $3.50, $2.50, $3.50, $4.50. These must have been down behind the glass. $4. See, Johnny. Oh, $4 tickets. Johnny Red comes from money.
This is very impressive.
$2.50. I'm just jumping around here, trying to read numbers. $4 would also help if I played around with the picture and turned it right side up, but that's a story for another day. Very nice.
Very
Very
nice.
nice.
I have a picture to share as well. Let's see if I can get it. Here it is. I'm sending this to you now. Okay, it's been sent. For $3.50, I don't think you can get anything at Madison Square Garden for $3.50 now.
No. What'd you send me back?
This is my picture to add to the show and tell portion of the show.
Nobody's making a table out of this one.
Why the hell does John Monotone have a compact?
I don't know.
He's doing his own. What kind of operation is this? He's doing his own makeup. This guy is a fagoozy, no doubt about it. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but he's a fagoozy.
If you're a professional broadcaster, you letting anybody take a picture with you with a compact in your hand?
Unbelievable. Just, I couldn't hate that guy more. Just so useless. I mean, you're in the entertainment business. Entertain.
Oh, hold on. Johnny just sent me another picture.
Uh-oh. See what he's got here.
Wow. Oh, this is a treasure picture right here. Look at this.
Wow. There's Gordy.
Whoop. Oh, overzoom. Wait a minute. There we go. Look at that. This is his uncle.
Oh my. I like how his uncle's sporting the red sock. Oh, that's his uniform. That's right. Is that red socks on the uncle, or is that just Gordy?
The uncle's got red socks on.
Oh, this is amazing, Sam.
That is
Joe. He's only the A, too. Who was the captain? Del Vecchio?
Lindsay, maybe? Ted Lindsay?
Maybe Ted Lindsay. That's his Uncle Walter.
Though. Very nice.
That's amazing, man.
Let's see. I'm gonna tell you who might have been the captain. Henrik Zetterberg. No, I'm just kidding. How about maybe? Probably Ted Lindsay. I'm guessing that picture looks like mid-50s, either Ted Lindsay or Red Kelly.
Red Kelly,
or maybe Del Vecchio came after Howe. I don't know how you have Gordie Howe on the team as captain and give the C to somebody else, but maybe that was just a rotation thing. But Red Kelly, Ted Lindsay, and Alex Del Vecchio all were captains while Gordie Howe was on the Red Wings. Man, what a picture. Look at the color.
That's amazing. Look at the suits in the back.
That's beautiful. I'm going to tell people that was my uncle from now on. This is my uncle with Gordie Howe.
Yeah. Wow, that's very good, man. All right, so
look at Johnny Red, first night on the show,
and he's contributing
and coming in with just treasures.
He's coming in hot. He's got opinions. He's
beautiful.
Got picks. He's got everything. All the Johnnies.
I love it. Thank you very much, Johnny. We really appreciate that type of stuff. That you that's how you up your level in this broadcast.
Oh yeah, now you're a legend.
Right. You go right to the Ring of Honor.
All right. I'm going to copy that picture and have it behind me tomorrow. Well, speaking of which, I'm seeing the. I don't see Chris Johnner in this, so I have to say I can't. You know how I'm bad at keeping secrets. I'll tell you something. You know that I talked about that autograph show I go to.
Yeah.
Well, they had a giveaway for $99. You got a signed jersey, some signed stuff like pucks and pictures of New York Rangers from last season.
Oh, wow.
So I'm definitely going to probably use one for a raffle we have for the Underground. I got an autographed Jimmy Vesey jersey.
Oh, wow.
So you think that'll be in demand, right? You think people will want Jimmy Vesey?
Absolutely.
I also got a signed picture of Ryan Lindgren and a signed puck by Ryan Lindgren. Now, the reason I asked about Chris Johnson is his wife loves Ryan Lindgren. So next time I see her, normally I would think Ryan Lindgren is your girl's favorite.
He is one of her favorites.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm going to give her both. Maybe I'll split it between the two women. I don't know yet. But I know that Chris, make sure you're lowering this right now so Kate doesn't hear it.
Right.
Mute. And I also got, I think, a signed VZ puck or picture. So the next viewing party, I'll definitely bring that down.
Awesome.
This show, well, it wasn't a show with hockey, but they did. It's a place that's called The Big Event, and they did some signings, not at the show, but at, I guess, like a separate signing, like both of them were there or something. And I guess they had leftovers, and so that what they did is you paid $99, and I didn't know how many I don't know how many signings they had with these, so I didn't know if I was going to get a Rempe because I know Rempe did some signings. They have leftovers, so then they're like, oh, let's just, $99, let's auction off some stuff, and so we don't, have this stuff lying around. And I'm like, Lindgren, VZ I've always liked, even this first time around, and guys had more face injuries as a Ranger than I can remember. I mean, this guy's given his little tiny head to the organization. So. But the other one is in Long Island, when they do have these big events, which if you were here, Rock, I was telling that William Shatner is going to be at the big event show in Brentwood in October. Brentwood, Long Island, right on where the Suffolk Community College is over there.
I also found out he's doing a show here in Pennsylvania.
Oh!
Maybe about an hour and a half away from me.
Ah.
Yeah.
Trouba and Mika to Utah. I can't have respect for any team that doesn't have a nickname. Sorry. I don't know where you're going to get, who you're going to replace those guys with. Come up with something. One of these, again.
For Clayton Keller and...
Yeah, make something up. I mean,
right.
This is what it's all about. And again, talking about Shatner, long live Shatner. I got to tell you, not many sports people that die that I have like. I guess the feels, as the kids say, but Willie Mays passing, that really struck me.
Yeah. There's two athletes that I wish I had seen in their prime, and Willie Mays is one of them.
It's just like he had such a mystique about him, and you would hear from older people how great he was, and you again, like you said, you wish you saw him. Then I remember when he started doing those Atlantic City commercials. And he was getting a lot of beef because he was associated with gambling.
Well, he got banned for a year, didn't he?
Something like that. And now look at the gambling now. The gambling's what he did was nothing. I mean, it was this guy, and even his Mets. I know he wasn't good with the Mets, he was. He was pretty much shot by the time he got to the Mets, but there was still a mystique about this guy. Like, just unbelievable. A 5-tool player, as they say.
There's an insane stat about Willie Mays. The number of players in MLB history with at least a 300 career batting average and 100 home runs and 100 stolen bases, there's 48 of them. 150 home runs and 150 stolen bases, 15 of them. 200 home runs and 200 stolen bases, there's 8 of them. 250 home runs and 250 stolen bases, there's only 2 guys that have done it. 300 and 300, 400 and 300, 500 and 300, 600 and 300. Willie Mays is the only guy that ever did it. His numbers are unreal.
I mean, just
unreal.
And
no, Cutter. No one cares.
And everything about the guy was cool. The basket catch, that whole thing, everything. I mean, everything about the guy was cool, and he delivered. He was just again, not many sports figures I really care about. And then he had that cartoon in the 70s, the Say Hey Kid or something. He had some kind of wacky Hanna-Barbera cartoon. And all that stuff. It just resonates.
I can't imagine what it must have been like for Giants fans in New York to, have Willie Mays and then have the team leave town. To have a larger than life player like Willie Mays and they leave for San Francisco. I mean, that must have just been heartbreaking.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have anything more to say about it. Just it affected me just because and I had been talking to my dad, and even the Doug Henry story. I said, Willie Mays is still alive. I think I jinxed him, maybe. I don't know, Danny. I don't know. I'm sure Cutter, who's a baseball guy, or Jim, who knows more about baseball.
1953, Mays was in the military.
Now, the Polo Grounds was a ridiculously large park.
Yes.
And Candlestick was a wind, it was the death of a fly ball. The ball was freaking fly out of the park or go foul. It was terrible baseball park.
Polo Grounds had very weird dimensions.
Yeah.
Very strange dimensions. It had here, I'll show you a picture. This was the Polo Grounds for baseball.
Wow, it looks like a football field.
So, I mean, you weren't hitting a home run to dead center. Look at dead center. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
It's got to be like 500.
I don't know what were the dimensions. Hold on, I can look that up, I'm sure. Somebody, how the hell do I read this? 483 feet, I think I'm reading the dead center. Yeah, 483 feet, the dead center. Imagine that nowadays. I mean, nowadays, most ballparks are barely 400 feet to dead center, right? Yeah, 400 feet, 483 to dead center, 450 to left center, 449 to right center. But then the left field and right field porches were 279 and 258. I mean, it wasn't made for baseball, obviously.
Yeah. So he did all that without
483 feet. Only Mickey Mantle could have hit he had a couple of 500 feet home runs.
And also, I'm saying, that's right. You had DiMaggio, Snyder, and Mays. And I think the Mets actually did something way back when at the Old Timers game, they all three played the outfield or something. I remember Snyder, at least Duke. But I don't know if Mantle played on. They had a special event or something. Well, so that's basically all that we got to report today. I mean, as far as hockey goes, Goodrow's gone. It's going to be a little bit of a mess, but they got cap room now, so let's see what they do with it. There it is.
Old Timers Day at Shea Stadium. Duke Snyder, Joe DiMaggio, Willie Mays, and Mickey Mantle. You imagine the price of it? I mean, the ticket was probably $5 if it was that much, and you get to see these four. I don't care how old they were. You get to be in the same building as the four of them. Are you kidding?
Right.
I mean, that's it. That's the New York Mount Rushmore of baseball. obviously, you throw Ruth and Gehrig in there, a couple other guys, but you those four are alive at the same time in the same ballpark at Shea Stadium, no less. It's crazy.
And there's nobody really, if you think about it. Now, as good as Aaron Judge is not Mickey Mantle.
Right.
Pete Alonso is not.
Right.
Really,
well,
those that's a one time. Whatever you paid for that ticket, you saw legends.
Right.
Legends.
They don't make baseball players like that anymore.
No.
These larger than life guys, It's a business.
It's a business.
Now it's a business. Now they already run the first base.
No, they don't. All right, so that's all I got. What else? Anything else, Robin?
I don't really have anything else. It was just nice to check in with everybody, let everybody know we're still alive. We had a great crowd here tonight.
Yeah,
not just the chat room, but
coming out,
watching us live.
Check out that Greg show. I thought it was pretty good. I was still disappointed. We had like 250 views, and it got pulled down. It was doing really good. I'm not worried about the views. I just thought it was a good show, and now Jim got it back up because we had to edit the BBC. I think Marty McCann, did he report us there? Marty McCann there? Marty McCann. I just made him Irish. Hey, Marty McCann. No, I don't think he's a good man. He wouldn't do that to us.
No, he wouldn't do that.
So we'll see what they do with all this cap room. What are your thoughts? I know you're not really following it. But the cup, do you think we're gonna get a tremendous comeback win by the Oilers?
Johnny, I'm going to show the puck pick you just sent me, and then I'm going to save the other one you sent me. We'll save that one.
Whoa!
I don't want to look at these pucks.
Oh,
shit!
66, 67.
Why does that do that?
I
got to stop scrolling. That's what it is. So we've got two. I think this top one says 2751 or 21751.
Wow.
And then April 2nd, 1967. And then this Ranger one is March 8th, 1961. And a 6-6 tie from 1957 against Chicago.
Oh, my.
Oh, and here's and this is a good look at I guess these are sitting on the table. This is a real good picture of the table, too. You get to see the tickets here. Really clear.
Yeah, that's nice, Johnny.
We might have to do a show live from Johnny's house. Show off his pictures.
Sean McCaff. We should let Sean McCaff look at this stuff. He loves this.
Oh, keep it for ourselves.
I'm saying he's got to watch our show to see it. I'm not going to send it to him.
Next thing you know, Sean will be writing a book with this guy.
Yeah. Hey, cut him. Maybe he can send you a 67 Maple Leaf stuff, a picture of it. All right. So that's
the pictures are great, Johnny. Don't worry about it. The pictures are great.
Great.
But I'm going to save that. You send me whatever you want, and we'll save something for the next show. We'll be back probably next week with an anniversary show.
Yeah. Save it for a special occasion. So, but I was going to ask you, think the Oilers are going to come back and win this series? Or is it far going to end it tonight?
I don't know. I that Edmonton win, the big win, the 8-1, 6-1?
8-1, yeah.
I just, I thought that was the old
right.
What do they call it? The gentleman's sweep. Florida's supposed to go home, make a big thing of it. But then Edmonton, took it to him again in game 5.
McDavid took over.
I don't know.
Joe.
It would be something.
Well, I'm rooting for America. I don't want Canada. I love Canada. I love the people in Canada, but they got an arrogance about their hockey. These people.
They really dragged this out when they get these later. 2 days off between game 3 or between game 5 and 6. There were 2 days off between game 4 and 5. Then there's 2 days off between game 6 and 7.
Can I just go off on this for a second? The first 3 rounds, it's game Game, day off, game, day off, game. They kill us with this schedule. And they're not a play. 2 days off, 3 days off.
Right.
Didn't it used to be the NBA finals would finish after or almost the same time as the hockey finals?
Yeah, well, I think
that's over already. NBA's over.
Yeah. I mean, didn't the Knicks have their game 7 the day after the Rangers did in 94? Wasn't the Knicks one like the next night?
Could have been.
Against Houston?
Yeah. Why are they making this? They're dragging this out. They make you play this furious breakneck schedule, and they're like, oh, well, you made it to the cup. Now you can rest a little bit. Kind of says it's for travel reasons. Travel schmavel. It's true. I've moved on from hockey. Nobody's watching this shit. Especially in Edmonton or in Florida. Maybe they started later. I thought hockey started before basketball. I don't know. It's a relevant sport anyway.
Right.
Basketball. All right. That's all I got.
All we got?
That's all I got, Robin.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thanks, Johnny. Have a good night. We'll see you next week. Follow us on Facebook. Make sure you click the bell, subscribe. We'll be back.
15-year anniversary, baby. Next week.
15 years. No small achievement.
Especially in podcasts.
That's right. And we're still packing them in.
That's right. We love you guys. Wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you.
That's right. All right, Eddie, always a pleasure. I'll see you soon. Take care. Good night, everybody. Let's go Rangers.